What's the next little thing? The radio is on and playing something. Oh, it's Kid's Question Corner. Professor, why is the Earth round? I don't know why this kid has a really deep voice. Yes, why is it, Mr. Nick? It's because of the way gravity pulls towards the center of things, thus creating a spherical object. Which is why anything with a gravitational pull is going to end up, or with anything with mass is going to end up being more of a sphere shape inside of a vacuum. Why don't you listen to the radio program a little more, Pearls? At least that's how I generally believe it to be. I'm pretty sure. Like if I had to guess. Lamp check, listening device, nope. There are lots of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick? Yeah. Then they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful? Yeah, I'll be more conscious from now on. Sorry. Save a lot on electric as well if you just turn shit off. Well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say. But let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves. Oh, you know a lot about electronics, don't you, Mr. Nick? As he slams it onto the ground. Yeah, I know tons, especially when it comes to taking them apart. It's my specialty. I'll leave the fixing part up to Gumshoe. So is there a listening device in there? Nope. And I really thought it had to be in the phone too. Another lamp. Lamp check, listening device, nope. Check the TV. AC first. Well, the listening device isn't in the air conditioning. Ugh, yuck, this air filter is covered in dust and dirt. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's watch it. I wonder if being a neat freak makes even the tiniest dust bunny look colossal. What? Oh, nothing. It's not my fucking thing to clean. I don't really think the listening device is in the TV of all places. Looks like the TV was left on, and it's now showing an old samurai movie. And this channel plays all sorts of international movies, as well as domestic ones. You know, every time I watch one of these old movies, I always think, wow, these Japanese stars are really good at English. Yeah. When I grow up, I want to study Japanese. I should probably keep my mouth shut here, and not destroy your dream. Okay. There's gotta be something in here. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device. I mean. No, not yet, but this bear's eye is. Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out and see what we've got. No! You can't! It's such a violent act. Oh, wow. No! It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter, a timer. What in there? A transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of a high-tech stuff? And it transmits the actual camera data and audio, probably. So this tiny thing is a camera? Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera, mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. It's only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves and then sent to that recorder. So it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know you're right. It's amazing how things have changed, though. It's really amazing. So, what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends footage from the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yep, let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m. And that was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? And if you think about the angle that bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. You ever think like maybe that's like a setup or something? Nah, probably not. You're not questioning why it's here? So there's a camera in this bear's eye. It was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Kurita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there has got a tape of what happened there that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh, sniffle. Is there really no way to find out? Just find somewhere that's receiving it, you know, like a giant dish in a room. I've got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go around to the electronic shop and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Okay, let's be honest here, because we know the assassin bought it. If it's an assassin buying it at a fucking electronics store, leaving a paper trail, he's a moron. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Buying it online is a lot. Well, they didn't have online actually. At least not in the market. No, they still had a marketplace. This was what, like 2002, 2003. There's still an internet presence, and you probably still could get stuff online at that point. I think, or have just someone else buy it for you. Have like Matt on Guard buy it or something. Not even Matt on Guard, just someone else. Yeah. He's gone. Yeah. But Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. That's not what he's doing it for. You always manage to do stuff and things in the most ineffective ways. No. You'll have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed, and I can't say I'm an optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't thank me yet, we still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, right? Do you know how this stuffed bear, do you know this stuffed bear, good little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and there are very few that have exported it here. What? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that, Mr. Nick? Can he? Well, I guess so. He said so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things that you have to do. Stuffed bear snatched up by Edgeworth. See you soon, Mr. Wright. I kind of just want to see him carry that thing out of there. Wait. What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend, but besides that, Wright. Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? The real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. Juan Corrida's real killer. Miss Andrews passed. The kidnapper whose sole condition is the acquittal for Mr. On Guard. And this card. Shelley the killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to the case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do now is find the truth. I'll get it. Gatewater Hotel. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't worry. If we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. So the real person who killed Mr. Corrida was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who was his client? You mean who asked for the murder? The person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood, but whoever the client is, they're still a killer. I mean, it has to be On Guard. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? No, she's not. But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Matt On Guard himself. Was it Matt? If Mr. On Guard really did hire the assassin, then he is not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. On Guard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him... Mr. On Guard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Corrida? I didn't kill anyone. He didn't kill anyone. I didn't see any Cyclops at that time. Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. That she needed Matt to be guilty. So what was this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. On Guard's secret. What is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Corrido is going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. On Guard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corrida silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. On Guard. There's no way around it. Yeah. Probably Lotta's in the hallway. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Corrida held about Mr. On Guard, and Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. There's gotta be something. There's always something. Willpowers? Oh, old bag. Hey, wait. What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search this whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care, but the request came from Edgy Poo, so... Edgeworth? And he said... If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. So, you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh. I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know, that manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know? Married? You mean to Mr. Kurita? Really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What the? Why? It's absurd, absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourself. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know, it was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip's been going around about my dear poor Juan. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? I'm sure she must have had some reason to getting close to Mr. Kurita. I'll let you in on another secret, youngin'. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too. Oh my god. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet this is nothing good. I didn't say anything. Why'd Miss Paul want to kill herself? She was gonna get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? 3 days after the announcement? Come on. But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That doesn't make sense, though. The night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. How terrible. Wonder what happened between those two. There's more to it than that. There's something really fishy. I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you. She's climbing up like the old clam she is. Please, anything would be helpful. Well then, how about I tell you my measurements? Stop it. It's every day with you. I know. Nothing new. Ditch the old bag. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Let's go to the living room first. On guard mansion. Looks like no one is around. Oh, what happened to that person with the stuffed teddy face? Oh, she must mean that butler with the stitches on his face. Shoo! Ah, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Come on, let's play. I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not. Mr. Doe! Knock on the door. There's a small door at the bottom of the bigger door, Mr. Nick. It's for Mr. Unguard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoo? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering. Pearl, get under that door. She's small enough. Oh my god, I'd totally make Pearl squirm under there. Unlock the door and then let me in. That's a horrible invasion of privacy, and I'm a terrible person, but god damn it, I want in there. I want my answers. Doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronics store. Now I'll make some salad for him for dinner. Looks like Pearl really appreciates what Gumshoe's doing for us. And Mr. Nick? Yeah? Where's the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. I guess I have to give up on making a salad then. Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. Anything new to talk to you? No. Visiting hours have ended a few hours ago. Looks like we're not going to get a chance to talk to Mr. On Guard tonight. But it's what we have to ask, very important. Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard. Probably not. Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. On Guard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. Decisive witness? You mean for Mr. On Guard's case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it over to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who's this witness? It has to be his butler. Think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. Eh? I've already called them so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. So that's such good news. Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Blue Badger? Mascot here's the Blue Badger. I made him, you know? I'm finally gonna show him off to the police, chief of police tomorrow. Wow, that's really nice. That's really something. And now is Gant still there? Or was that after it? You have no idea how much time and effort I invested in them to get this far. But my hopes for this little guy go far beyond just this precinct. Yes, sirree. I'll get him deployed to every precinct in the nation. Just you wait. I wish you luck, sir. Jake Marshall's still the best cop. This must be the chief of detectives here. As good as computer screen. What? The real killer in the Corrida murder is an assassin? This must be someone's idea of a joke. I can't believe this garbage. Have a little more faith in your own subordinates. I love him. Love the chief. He's great. I need to check this ficus though. Oh, I'll water it. It's okay. Gumshoe already gave it more than plenty earlier. The watering can. Where are you, Mr. Watering Can? Pearls gets way too wound up. She's not doing something to distract herself. I hope Charlie can withstand Typhoon Pearls. It's dead the next case. There's a giant building just outside the window. It's the Gatewater Hotel, a high-class luxury hotel. Actually, the crime happened at the recently completed hotel at in the center of town. The Gatewater Imperial Hotel. Just how far are they going to expand their empire? Oh, so it's a different Gatewater? Huh, who knew? I figured it was just the same one. The more you know. That's why we didn't get the fancy last time witness. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews by now. So that means that both On Guard and Miss Andrews are in the detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? I want to hear Andrews. I mean, fuck. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting you at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about the secret Mr. Corrida had on Mr. On Guard. Of course not. Let's talk about Matt first. I'd like to ask you about Mr. On Guard if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean... You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? It has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. How about Miss Celeste? I finally put her death behind me. And now thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide, and it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and burn it. You wanted to burn it, but why? I didn't want it to spread just like another piece of gossip. I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. The suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. On Guard? That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? Yeah, but you could have just said so. You didn't have to actually do it. As in, like, mess with evidence and do it type deal. I know she's innocent, but... I forget. Fuck. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out right. Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Psych lock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. I'd love to be your lawyer. But... I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. Let's try. Try breaking her locks open. Or lock. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. On Guard for murder? I've already told you countless times it's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. On Guard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking out my revenge on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on another person. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. It would have to be Celeste. Celeste? There's only one catalyst that would cause such strong feelings of, and even revenge, and that is Miss Unpaw's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who had her suicide note was Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. On Guard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Unpaw and her suicide. Can you explain to me what the relationship between Matt and Celeste? Okay, yeah, I don't have that. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. I don't have that. Let's leave and then come back. So that I can get Matt. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Let's talk with Matt. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me and said that Juan Corrida was killed by an assassin, and that assassin's client is this man, Matt on guard. What's wrong? Mr. On guard? There's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. Fucking Christ, Matt.